Hey everyone, it's Nicole from Nicole Loves Nails. Welcome to my channel. So today's video is for the newest release from Holo Taco. I did purchase this collection. As always, all thoughts and opinions are my own. So I apologize I don't have my normal style of intro and outro for today's video. I am still sick and I really just did not want to be on camera right now, but I did want to get this video up, so we're going to do a voiceover. So I will have links in the description box where you can pick this one up, the Holo Taco social media pages, my social media, all the stuff, timestamps, all that. And also, if you hear any weird noises in the background, that would be my kittens. They're in the nail room today, so they are just acting like kittens. Let's get into the video. First up, we have Pinky Swear, which Holo Taco describes as a vibrant pastel baby pink creme polish. So this polish had a pretty good formula. I fully expected this one to be a streaky mess. While it was a little streaky at first, I did find that the streaks evened out for me in 3 coats. I did not really care for coverage of this one in 2 coats. I did have some dark spots, which I don't really like seeing on my nail. I tend not to care very much for pastel pinks. I'd say that's probably my least favorite iteration of pink. But overall, this was a really nice polish. The formula was slightly on the thicker side, but that same level of thickness that I tend to find is typical for Holo Taco creams. This one does dry down fairly glossy on its own, but as always, all of my swatches do include top coat. And here are some comparisons. I don't know why I was picturing China glazes here for the candy to be more similar to Pinky Swear. As it turns out, they're not all that similar after all. Next up, we have Rest in Peach, which Holo Taco describes as a vibrant pastel light peach creme polish. This was the color that I fully expected I was going to like the least out of everything. Like, I do not like pastel peach. Like, if I like a peach, it tends to be more neon-y and more vibrant. But I do think this one was not bad. Not bad. It was streaky, but that is to be expected with a pastel, but it self-leveled really nicely. I did need 3 coats just to make sure I didn't have any of those dark spots that I just don't like them. But like, I thought this one's really nice, especially out in natural lighting. Like, that's when I was like, oh wow, this is actually pretty nice. So I was surprised and I thought this one was good. So I swatched this one in 3 coats plus glossy top coat. And here are some comparisons that I thought people would most likely have. I pulled out Holo Taco's One Melon Followers and then China Glaze's Sweeter Than Sugar. And now we have Banana Medicine. Holo Taco describes this one as a vibrant pastel light yellow creme polish. So this is the other polish that I fully expected the formula to be wonky. I was pleasantly surprised at how good this one was. While it was streaky and uneven and it did self-level a little bit slower than some of the other creams in this release, overall, I do think this was a really good formula, especially for a pastel yellow. If I were to say that any of these would give people difficult in application, I'd say it's probably going to be this one just because it self-levels a little bit slower and it's also on the thicker side. Try not to overwork this one. Try to apply it in as few strokes as possible. And if you can float your brush over your nail with the polish, that would really make application a lot easier for you. That is actually what I ended up doing. I wouldn't say at all that I had a difficult application with this one, but I also always expect the worst from yellow, so anything better than bad is good when it comes to yellow, for me at least. And for comparisons, I pulled out China Glaze's Holy Sugar and then Holo Taco's Banana Hacks. While I wouldn't call it a dupe for Holy Sugar, would however question if you had one, if you really would need both. However, I personally like the formula of Banana Medicine more than I like the formula on Holy Sugar. And now we have Crime and Punishment. Holo Taco describes this as a vibrant pastel mint creme polish. So Crime and Punishment had a fantastic formula. I was pleasantly surprised at how good of a formula this one had. It did not feel overly thick or thin, no application issues. It self-leveled perfectly, applied buttery smooth. I was really surprised at how much I like this one because, again, pastels, not really my thing, but I do think all of these have like a little extra oomph to them to get me to get out of my I hate creme pastels kind of mindset. My full hand swatches, I swatched this one in 2 coats plus glossy top coat. Initially, I thought this one was good in 2, but looking back at footage, I really think I probably could have gone in for a 3rd coat. I feel like I have a couple of dark spots on my nails. You can really see one on my middle nail on the left side. I kind of feel like for most of this release, probably going to be 3 coaters, maybe 2 coaters depending on application and level of pickiness. And for comparisons, I pulled out some of Holo Taco's lighter green shades plus China Glaze's Sure Enough. No real dupes And now we have Too Good to Be Blue. Holo Taco describes this one as a vibrant pastel light blue creme polish. Too Good to Be Blue had a fantastic formula. It was a little bit streaky, but you know, not at all surprising given this is a very light pastel blue. Pastel blues are often the exception to my general dislike on pastel creams, and I really enjoyed this one. I could definitely see myself using this one, especially for pedicures. This is going to be another 2 to 3 coater depending on application and personal preference. I found I had a couple of nails that were good in 2 coats, and I had other nails that definitely needed a 3rd coat. I have a strong feeling a lot of people were really hoping that this one was going to be like really similar to Holo Taco's Bet Bet Blue. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you, while they are similar in the sense that they're both light blues, I feel like the tone of each one is different, which is what you were seeing right here. But Bet Bet Blue has more of like a periwinkle undertone than Too Good to Be Blue does. And the final polish in this release is called Serial Killer. Holo Taco describes this one as a vibrant pastel light purple creme polish. This polish had my favorite name in the entire release. I don't know why when I see Serial Killer spelled this way it always gives me like a little chuckle, but it does. So yeah, this one had my favorite name in the entire release. Formula wise, this one was good, slightly on the thicker side, but not at all overly thick or difficult to work with. Basically the same level of thickness that I've come to expect from Holo Taco creme formula. This was the only polish in the release that I got opaque in 2 coats that I actually think is a 2-coater. However, I could see, depending on application, this being a 3-coater for some people, especially if you have longer nails. I don't generally find Holo Taco duping themselves on a regular basis. Like, I feel like they do a really good job at changing the tones for similar polishes, but I was very curious to see how this one compared to Lavender. The tones between the 2 polishes are definitely different. Like, they are obviously different colors. However, I do think that unless you're like a hardcore nail polish collector and you really pick up all these subtle differences, that you're probably going to say that you don't need both of them. That is it for the Pastel and Don't Tell collection from Holo Taco. Overall, I thought this was a fantastic collection. I was really happy with all of the formulas because pastels tend to just have horrible formulas in my past experience. Totally went into buying these thinking that I was not going to like them very much just because I don't like pastels. However, as you can see here, there is definitely like a rainbow theme, and the fastest way to get me to like something is either make it glittery or make it rainbowy, and we checked the box for rainbow, so like I'm very happy with the collection. I would love to know what everyone else thought of this release. Like, have you picked it up? Are you planning on picking it up? Like, what do you think of pastel creams? I would love to know what everyone's thoughts are. Also, since I have you all here, what do you all think about doing another Holo Taco comparison live stream? Like, I was thinking about trying to go through more of my Helmers, trying to find more comparisons for Holo Taco polishes. So yeah, just let me know what everyone thinks. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video before you leave. Hit subscribe if you haven't yet already, and I'll see you on the next one. Also, I'm throwing in some kitten footage since they made so much noise earlier in the video, like, so enjoy. Got a full room again, and of course Kit Kat's over there.